Welcome everybody to Kamisha Reviews.
But they said I'm not good enough. I took all the energy, turned it to greatness. Now look at my life, man, it's looking amazing. I'm ready for anything, anyone. I've been so ready for everything I become. When I was stuck, I had no other option. Believed in myself when the shit wasn't popping. I got it like that. Who you know got it like that? Who you know getting degrees and they rapping like they got diplomas in rap. Made it this far and I still got a lot to accomplish. In fact, and I know they believe it. I'm talking arenas from LA to Sweden.
I go hard, I go hard, bitch, I go hard, I go hard, I go hard, bitch, I go hard, I go hard.
Yes, it's me. Welcome guys to Kamisha Reviews. Welcome. What's good, everybody? What's good? How's everybody? Hope everybody's enjoying their weekend. Of course, you know I'm grinding as I always am. I'm working overnight, doing my stuff on my channel. Coming to you guys, and I have been talking to Michael. We kind of planned this maybe like a week ago because he's super busy. He's booked. My headphones are crazy. Hold on. I'm like, what's up with my headphones? Okay. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear really good. I had some sounding issues the other day, so let me know if you can hear me. Please just tell me because I have the headphones in, the AirPods in. If I need to take them out, let me know. Okay, I've been having some issues. So anyway, talking behind the scenes with Michael. Wait a minute. Oh, there you go. Behind the scenes with Michael, trying to get this together. Now the show, yeah, I know I vlog about it, obviously, but I had Hollywood on here, but I've been wanting to have Michael on here, and I'm really, really excited. So without any further ado, before I bring up here, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe if y'all are new. I say if you have any questions, please be respectful to anybody that ever comes to my panel. That's what I ask you, even myself. But if anyone comes on my panel, I'm asking them questions or talking to them. All I ask you to be respectful, please. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, let me go ahead and bring on. Back patiently waiting.
Hey, how are you?
What is going on? Hey, oh, I like that mic, bro. That is tight. How you doing?
Yeah, I had to get one since I've done a few interviews. I'm like, I want my sound to be good, so I had to get one.
Right. Okay, I need to give me one though. That's really, really clean. But first of all, how you doing and welcome.
I'm good. I'm wonderful, actually. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. Thanks for hitting me up
Yes.
and getting me on because look, I love to talk a little bit. Unlike the show, on the show, it's like I love to talk in real life.
Okay, see, we're gonna touch on that what you just said just now because I've been doing a few of these and that's kind of becoming a theme. And I mean any show, but here recently, that's what I'm hearing. But anyway, first of all, I know that you're actor and you're doing your thizzle and everything else, and I wanted you want to speak on that about what you do. Just not just the show. What else you're doing as well? I want to get into that.
Oh yeah. Also, I'm not an actor, not at all. No, I've never done anything TV wise.
Okay, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I work in IT. I'm a software engineer. So I sit behind a computer and code and build
Oh
application
wow.
systems and stuff like that. So I ended up getting on the show. Own hit me up from a picture that I posted like a year ago with me and Shay on the beach. So
Okay.
yeah, so we didn't apply for this. We never tried to get on TV, anything like that. They hit us up and we were just going through the process, really thinking that we were not going to be picked. Like we were just like,
Wow.
all right, let's just do it for the fun of it. And then at the end of the day, they picked us. And by that time, we were like, it really doesn't make any sense not to do it because we've gone through all these interviews. They flew us out to LA. This was before COVID really hit.
Right.
And it'd be kind of wrong for us to have them go through this whole process and then we say no. You know what I mean? So we never thought we'd be on it.
But first of all, I apologize. I know I thought you was an actor. I apologize about that. But you have
Mhm.
a big brain to do a job like that, which is wonderful. I know my
Yeah.
daughter's in school, and I just went back to school myself, so I
Okay.
love stuff like that. So
Wonderful.
okay, they picked you because y'all have some kind of shine about y'all. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that's why, but it's something about y'all. It is like attractive when people want to see you guys and what's going on.
Mhm.
So once you start the process, and just let me just being honest, did you find it was a benefit going through the process once you was there and you were in it?
Yeah, the therapy side, the counseling, I really
Hmm.
found was dope. Just because it does it. I am more of a reserved person, and when I'm around
Mm.
new people, right? So like, I
Hmm.
went from just me and Shay to like
Right.
a crew of 100 workers and like 8 to 10 cameras around us, and then 2 new couples that we didn't know before, and a counselor trying to tell us to talk about our deepest, darkest secrets. So it's like it's a little uncomfortable to when you first start, which is because even when I saw the first episode, I was like, damn, I'm not saying shit. I'm just sitting there like I'm sitting there cold, and I was nervous. I didn't really want to open up, but I didn't realize it was like I was that shut down. As soon as I was barely talking, but normally this is how I am. I mean, I'll talk and chit chat with people, but it was helpful, but it was also a little nerve wracking to sit there and talk about all your business in front of the whole world.
Yeah. Oh, wow, you breaking it down. That's, what, because you don't really think about it. I guess once you're getting something like that and you are seeing it unfold, I can see why you would feel that way. Like, I'm on TV and we're talking about, well, it does seem out of this world. That's why I was asking, did you find the benefit of having a doctor? Because just to be honest, as far as, people of color, having a doctor or going to a doctor to talk about your problems is just like, not just like a no. We'll go to church. We'll go pray about it. So the fact that you guys are all saying that you guys are utilizing it and that you all, universally saying, oh yeah, I do find a benefit of that, is amazing for people to see, because like I said, we don't do that. Like going to the therapist is kind of out of here.
Yeah, I think they cut this part out, but I told Dr. Nicole, I was like, I would never have done therapy. You know what I'm saying? It's just, especially Nigerian. I'm Nigerian, so our culture, we really don't talk about anything that's going on definitely within the family, but you don't. A lot of times, you don't talk about what's going on within yourself, like the things you're struggling with.
Right.
You're just taught to fight through it and just deal with it and keep it moving. So, which is why I probably don't express myself, like, like how Hollywood expresses himself. You know what I mean? I actually admire the way Hollywood just says what he feels 100%. Most of the time, I always, before I let my emotions out, I think about it and I just try to suppress it and try to have it under control. But she helped me with that a little bit, just to talk about how I'm really feeling about stuff.
And kind of let loose a little bit or whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
So as far as you and Shay, and look, the fact you were being quiet, people, I don't think people are talking about a whole lot, but you seemed kind of reserved or serious. Maybe it was more what I heard and read in comments. But Shay, the situation with your little man, that really was the topic of conversation for a minute. And for me, I was kind of like, whether her age or anything else, I was just like, I really want them to, fight through it and work it out. And if she's being honest about her feelings, which I admire. A lot of women wouldn't do that. They wouldn't say they felt that way. They would just go with it and knowing good well they didn't want to be involved, So for you and being on TV saying it, did it affect your family? I mean, not just, like your family outside of this, like watching at the house, like I guess my mom was like saying, wait, what they say that on TV? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good question. I had an aunt call me and was like, she was literally crying, and I had to calm her down and say, obviously she did say it's not like Shay didn't say it. You know what I mean? Right. It's edited in a certain way, but she did say it. But it didn't give her any opportunity to give any kind of context behind it or any background to why she feels the way she feels. She actually did an interview, I think, last night where someone brought it up, and that was like her first interview. Shay hasn't done any interviews, and so that she keeps quiet. She really doesn't talk about, like, she kind of understands that people ain't really feeling her right now, so she was just like whatever. But she explained, like, she was the oldest of her siblings. She had to her mom was a single mom, and she had to raise her siblings. And she missed out a lot on life raising her siblings. So she feels like she's already raised kids, you know what I'm saying? Because she's the oldest. And so she just had this idea that she really wanted to have a free life to be able to move and make decisions and moves like she wants to. And she likes to have fun. Like, Shay really likes to travel and party and keep it sexy and keep it moving. You know what I mean? So, so she's like, a kid really doesn't fit my lifestyle. And the one thing that she even challenges me when it comes to being a father, she's like, she knows what it takes to be a good parent because her the sacrifices it takes, and if she's not willing to make those sacrifices, she doesn't want to put a child through like a bad childhood because of it. That's really what it is.
I have to completely respect that, and as a mother and as a woman, because she's very mature for her age. There are women that in my past I've seen as a kid or whoever have children, and they either didn't want to or wasn't ready or wasn't time in their life they didn't want to do that, but they chose to do it
Yeah.
anyway or whatever. And the fact that she's like, look, this is what I want to do. I can't do nothing but respect her honesty.
Yeah.
Now, this is a question I do want to ask. How is it? Well, let me second say this because the fact that she does feel this way,
Mhm.
I find it kind of strange that she would actually fall in love with a person that has a child, and I'm just, that's the part that puzzles me. Not her
Yeah.
opinion how she feels. It's that you knew he had a child. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. I'll say. So I purposefully create a lot of separation between my son and whoever I'm dating initially. And then my son,
understood.
I live in Atlanta, Georgia. My son lives in Greensboro, North Carolina. So it's about a
Okay.
5-hour trip. So when I go get him
Right.
or go see him, it's like it's just me and him. And then
Okay.
in the summertime, so he stays with me summer and holidays and stuff like that. So in the
Right.
summertime, those 2-3 months is just me and him. You know, I don't. If I'm dating somebody for 6 months, I'm not necessarily going to expose them to my kid. Like it takes a while.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yes. I
So
agree.
because of that, like when Shay and I first started dating, we dated, off and on for about 6-7 months, right? Because of
Okay.
she had a situation with an ex, and then I moved for work, so we kind of just kept
Right.
falling off. And then this is
Okay.
the first time we've actually dated for like a year and a half or longer. You know what I mean? So this is the first extended amount of time we've dated straight without any breaks.
Okay.
Because we had a 3-year gap between when we first tried and then now. So
Wow. A lot of
I'm
history.
yeah, exactly. So we've known each other for 5-6 years, but we've only dated a total of like 2 years. You know what I mean? Throughout that time.
Right.
So
Gotcha.
so this is the first time we've been together for an extended amount of time without any breaks, any type of hiccups or anything. So now is the time I'm like, all right, I'm starting to feel like we're taking steps in a more serious direction. So my son needs to be more involved, and it's a conversation that we almost started having when the show came on. When they started
Interesting.
filming. So
Okay.
that's why it was such a shocker to her, because really that was just the start of the conversation. We hadn't really talked about it ourselves in depth to see what it's going to look like. It's just when the show when they started filming, it was like, yo, my son coming soon. so,
Wow.
so yeah, it did kind of like get thrown on her a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, like I said, you're a father, and I'm gonna say this. I was agreeing with you 100%. I have 2 boys myself, and there was a lot of certain points in time. I mean, I have one that's going in college, one going to college, but the age that your son is now, having you around is really a great idea, especially the climate that we're in. I think that's the move. So, and I really seem like, not seem like you can tell that she loves you a lot. Even when she was like, "Look, I love him." And to me, the way she carries herself, she's probably gonna be a great mother to him. He'll learn a lot from her, because boys do learn stuff from women too. But I'm just saying, the situation, she did get kind of dragged a bit, I guess, by like the chats. Everybody was going in, and I kind of and I looked and I was like, you know what? She's being honest. How many women that you know that would literally have a child, and you know that they didn't even want to have the child? This child go do all kind of stuff. It didn't have to be, and it happens more than a woman saying, you know what, I don't want to do it. And I have to admire her for that.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll just speak on what you just said. She's actually really motherly. That's the funny thing about it. Like, she has a niece. One of her sisters has a little baby girl. When I say when she's around that girl, she don't put that baby girl down. Like, Shay will hold that baby all day. You know what I mean? And she turns into like this soft, because Shay seemed like real tough, right? So when she gets around that baby, she turns real soft and motherly and speaking in baby talk and everything. And same thing with one of my best friends. Has a 10-month-old. Nathan, he lives in North Carolina. We go visit. She wants me to take trips to North Carolina just so she can see the baby. You see what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Like, she's very motherly. That's why sometimes even when I see her with kids, I'll ask her again. I'm like, are you sure you don't want kids? Because the way you are around kids, it seems like you love being around kids. And her thing is she loved to be able to give them back. So she can
look again. I'm not she owned it. My kids are grown, and that's the thing. Like, for me, if I become a grandmother, which in the very far future, that's one of the things that being a benefit is that and the baby. Okay, come get your child.
Come get him back. Yep.
Let's go. So, as far as I want to say about I think this was the last scene the show from yesterday, and I
Mhm.
know these things are edited, which I want to ask you about that too. But so
Yeah.
now, because I feel like the rose-colored glasses have been lifted off of me after these interviews, and I'm kind of feeling like, what am I watching? Because I don't know if this is from yesterday and they put the day before in this scene. I don't,
Yeah.
like I feel like it's a puzzle piece. I don't know the real tea. I'm like, bro, I don't know what's going on. So when she was speaking about the fact, okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and be a part of the child life, and I think you said a year. You want to wait a year. I thought about it and I was like, I don't think it's a bad thing. Some women are
Mhm.
probably gonna say, "Ooh, he need to go hit." I said, I'm older. I
Mhm.
feel like what you said was pretty good. 6 months to a year to kind of see if this is what she wants. I have to respect both of you guys. Both of you guys are way younger than me, but you're both very intelligent people. And even though this show is probably kind of crazy, but what I hear, it kind of got but y'all not used to all this. Y'all are handling it very, very, very well. Because I don't know how I would handle it. I don't know. It'd be a lot of blow up moments for me.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's especially so about that comment. I was just saying, like, you've been having this idea or this thought in your mind for most of your life that you didn't want to have kids or the kids live with you, and then okay, let's say you worked it out with Dr. Nicole and myself, and through this process to say, okay, I understand that
Right.
this needs to be something I accept. So, but you don't know what it feels like yet, for real. It's easy to, and I'm not saying she's like not telling the truth or doesn't really
I
want
get
to
you.
do
I
it.
get you.
But it's like it's one thing to say you want to do something. It's another thing
Yep.
experiencing
Come
it.
on.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I'm like, well, let's just experience it a little bit longer. Let's make sure that it's something you can see yourself doing. My son is 12. He's turning 13 in February. It's not like he's gonna be
Grown
around.
man.
Yeah, he's gonna be grown. He's gonna be done with high school like that and going to college.
Yes. Yes.
And even when he
That's
comes, he's gonna be 14 by the time. He's coming in another year.
okay. Okay.
So it's not like it's
Okay.
gonna be a
Okay.
long term thing. He's gonna have
No.
his own
No.
life. He's not needing her to necessarily be a super mom. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just like somebody to support. Support him when he needs it. So I just wanted her to experience it a little bit. But I do also understand she has this timeline that she wants to hold on to. So it's just one of those things where you got to try to see where is the common ground, because like I was telling her before, this idea that she wants to get married by the end of the year or engaged by the end of the year. I'm like, well, if we break up, are you going to get engaged within the next few months? Like, I'm not,
Oh.
but it's like this timeline is still not going to might not be met. You see what I mean?
Right. I do.
So
I do.
you want to try to work it out with us so we can figure it out, or you want to go start all over with somebody else where the timeline still might not be met? But hopefully she can understand where I'm coming from.
But you do, as far as getting married, because I hate to say this, and even when I was younger, it seemed like even I can think about when I watched the show. I remember with my ex. It
Hmm.
was a question. It was a question that we would have, like, okay, so before we had our kids, like, are we planning on getting married? And when I watched Shay, and I watched some of the women, especially Shay, it brought back memories for me because I'm a very aggressive woman, and I
Hmm.
remember asking, not often, but it came up like the
Hmm.
timeline. And so I wonder, as women, why do we feel like we need to have a timeline to get married? And I mean, like I said, I've lived life living, I'm older now and
Yeah.
everything else. So when you say stuff like a year or something like that, I honestly agree with it because a lot of people do not want to take time. They just want to, okay, this is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to get married. Oh, we'll have a baby. Okay, we're going to do, but it's not the time taken. Do you know you want this for real? How are you
Yeah.
gonna feel? How you gonna feel in 2 years about all of this?
Yeah.
So you're on the right path. You're on the right path. I do feel like
Yeah,
that.
I think even when I was younger, I had a timeline. I thought, I should be having a good job by 21, 22, be married by 25, have 3 or 4 kids before I'm 30. You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
thought that was going to be my lifestyle. But when I got to 25, I was like, I don't want to. I really don't. I mean, I had my son
Mm.
already, but I didn't necessarily.
Right.
Once I
Right.
had my
Right.
son, I was like, oh, maybe I don't want 5 kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
And then personally, I don't want any more kids, so it's just going to be my son. So
Mm.
but yeah, these timelines, sometimes I think people are put, like, they just feel like, I don't want to say push, but it's kind of been ingrained in them that a certain age means that you need to be at a certain place in life.
Right.
whether that's being married or in a career or whatever, or having something together or buying a house. It's like everybody has these milestone years where they want to get something done. And I think sometimes you got to just look to see if it's really about the timeline or if it's about, are you doing what's really making you happy? You know what I mean? Like that timeline, if I would have had 5 kids, I might have been miserable right now. It's like I just realized like once I had my son, I was like, oh,
you
I'm
know,
good.
you good.
Yeah, I'm good. You know,
Right.
so yeah, like sometimes we got to reevaluate those timelines.
But see, you guys are similar with that. I feel like because just like she, with I know I don't want to. You knew this. You're done with having, but of course, with you, it took time for you to get to that point.
Yeah.
I want to shift gears and ask you a question. I know at one time y'all started out with, of course, Mimi, and then they had to leave, and then we got Tamika and Victor and everything. So, but what I want to ask you, all the guys, because I asked some of the women the same thing. Did y'all have like a kind of bond with this whole situation? Because it's just y'all with the situation. Did y'all have like a brotherhood bond?
I mean, we spent so much time together, filming. Like, I don't know if anybody told you, but those sessions with Dr. Nicole are like 6 hours long.
No, they did not. Oh my God.
Yeah. She talks to each couple for almost 2 hours. Yeah, so much is cut out. So much is cut out. So much is cut out. I mean, we literally have a full therapy session. One on like she'll sit with both. She'll turn her chair to each couple and literally talk for like an hour and a half. And then at the end, she'll say, she'll talk about the dates. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But we talk about a lot of deeper stuff. But in the show, you might see 2 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know how they do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so, editing. Now, this seems like to me to be another cast member in every reality show I've ever covered since I've been doing this. Is that the production is an extra character to the show or add addition to whatever you want to say? Because depending on the well, honestly, no matter what show that I've covered, it's always something, whether it be positive or negative about production. You've got close to production, just so work with them so much, or people getting upset because they edit the video so much that as viewers, as us, we watch it, you might be looking crazy. Now, y'all might have been going off, but the next 5 minutes, some beautiful happened, but we didn't see the beautiful part. We saw the crazy part. So, did you want to speak on that?
Yeah, I mean, even just how I think what happens is, we tell them all our business before we come on the show, right? So they kind of know the history of our relationship, and then they come up with, I think, their idea of the storyline that they want for us. So everything they capture kind of has to fit that storyline. And I think Shay and I's storyline is like there's a lot of conflict. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm very serious and she's very stern. And honestly, we both very bubbly and fun people. Like me and Shay went on 2-3 dates together on the show, and they haven't shown that. And I think it's like they haven't really shown the love that we have for each other, or like the reason why we love each other so much. You know what I'm saying? It's just this always these serious conversations about these serious topics. And I wish they would show that more, just so people can understand why it's not as easy to just say, I ain't dealing with that person no more. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a real love there. So it's like part of the editing is to stick to a storyline that they created for us. But it kind of sucks because I feel like there was a lot. They can show some progression. We had a lot more progression throughout the process than has been shown.
Now, I was watching your Instagram, and look, everybody was talking about the Instagram of you. What's her name? I'm sorry, is it Whitney?
Whitney. Oh, when we went on live?
Oh, Lord have mercy. I said, oh my goodness. Everybody was just all up and because she's a very cute, very beautiful young lady.
Yeah,
and even when y'all was going out and everything, I remember I was even sitting by saying like, he better not say he gonna go out with her again. I mean, because even I said, Lord, I'm like Hollywood say you ain't in a relationship.
Yeah. He said, look, 4-5 days you're in a relationship. So, man.
Oh my God. With this whole dating thing, tell me, because like I said, I'm pretty sure this is due for anybody to me. I don't know how people can speak on it and give a little comments or whatever, but it's like, how would you feel if you was in that situation? You don't even know how you act. So I tell you, chill out, because you don't know. We don't know. We're not in a situation. So give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, the dating part was interesting. I think At first in my mind, I'm like, I really just wanted to go through the counseling. I was kind of like Hollywood. I was like, the dates I didn't care about. I think even the first time Shay went on a date, I didn't care about, just because I felt so solid in our relationship.
Okay.
I was like, I mean, we live in Atlanta. If she could step out any day and talk to a dude, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you in
So,
ATL, right?
yeah. So it's like, at the end of the day, if I can't, she's going to do what she needs to do what she want to do. I can't really stop her from doing what she want to do. So
True.
if you want to go on a date and do something wild on camera that's going to really end our relationship, then that's what's going to happen. But I just trusted her that she wasn't going to do nothing too crazy. She trusted me I wasn't going to do nothing too crazy. But I did enjoy my time with Whitney. Like, there was a real bond there. I think, like, if I were not in a situation where I like dating, where I already had a girlfriend and, you know, obviously love somebody else,
Right.
She's someone I would be very interested in. So I got to commend them for finding somebody that actually was a good match. I didn't think they were going to find it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like you two, as far as, I mean, not like a match like you and Shay, but as far as, getting to know somebody in this situation, in this bubble or whatever, that was a match to me. And people were like, it was almost like Whitney versus Shay to the viewers, like
Yeah.
Shay, the team Shay, team Whit,
Team Whitney. Yeah.
Yes, it was like a real thing. Even the comments, look at the comments. I have a video posted about it, and there's like, a lot of like negative. I go sometimes I type. I say I don't look at them, but I'll look at them and say, "Why y'all saying that y'all don't know them or whatever?" And I just say I'm not gonna respond because I know people give their opinion. But I felt bad for her because I felt like she was putting her time in, and I felt like she liked, she liked you, she was interested in you, but she couldn't do anything. So I always wonder how. I get the situation as far as if you are in a relationship and you're having some whatever to test the waters to see this is what you really want. I get it on paper, but to actually experience it, I don't even know if I could deal with it because it's a chance that you could end up liking someone else and not want to be with that person that you're with. And I feel like y'all was going that direction, or was a chance it could. I guess.
Yeah, I agree. I think part of the reason I went on so many dates with her is because I maintained that boundary of not talking to her outside of the dates.
Yeah. Okay.
So, typically if you date somebody, y'all exchange numbers. You might go on one date in person, but then talk on the phone for hours between the next date. You know what I mean? And then you get to know the person and you connect and you start figuring out more about the person. But the only time I had with her was on the date because I was trying to maintain those boundaries that we set. So I needed, every day was only about 45 minutes, so it's like, I needed more time. Every time I'm like, okay, yeah, I need more time because we haven't got, we talked about a little bit of this, a little bit of that, then it was over. Then we needed, so, and I was interested to just learn more about her. So I needed those dates. That's less than 5 hours that I got to actually hang out with her to make a decision on if I wanted to keep dating her or not. It didn't seem fair. I don't truly think anybody on the show would have left their person for the person that they were dating on the show. Okay. I think what would probably happen is maybe you'll realize that the person you're with isn't the person for you, and even, and I said it before, like I don't think it'd be fair to Whitney if I said, I'm going to break up with Shay and just start dating Whitney tomorrow. You see what I mean?
Oh, right.
That won't be fair. If anything, I would tell her, look, let me go handle what I'm doing with Shay. I would end that respectfully, give it some time and some space. And then if I could pursue her later on, but the idea that we were going to leave the person that we came on this show with immediately for somebody else, I don't know. That seemed a little far-fetched for me.
Look, y'all, that's tight. That's nice because I couldn't see that myself. I see it like you starting to like somebody, maybe, hey, like if I was not with this person, that type of thing. For Hollywood, even though Hollywood was just like, no, I'm good right here and all that stuff. And as far as you, okay, I had to say this. You guys have to have a small opinion about your friends. Because I feel like even when I talk to Hollywood, Hollywood has opinion about everything. Hollywood personality is so big. But all you guys have to, even when Shay said what she said, I know some of them were like, they may not have said a lot, but they were looking like, I know they all like, the girls love each other. I can tell they're like sisters now. They have like a bond or whatever. But I'm pretty sure each person may have said something that another couple didn't like, not just you guys. I'm talking about Hollywood and Ashley and
Yeah, yeah,
Tamika and I know Mimi didn't have enough time, which is I really wanted to see what they were gonna do. I swear to
yeah,
someone want them to just kind of come back, but I know they have
yeah.
their own personal thing. But did it get to like a small portion of the show where y'all did find out y'all didn't like something that they said? Maybe it didn't air because nothing like that showed us.
I mean, I don't know. I think we were very honest with each other as a group. Like they'll be like, "Look, look, I had to say this because this is what I felt." You see what I mean?
Right.
Um, Shay definitely said something about Vince that I don't even know if Vince. I mean, Shay called Vince a liar, and I don't know how that's gonna go. But
Oh snap.
we at the end of the day, it's like we all understand that we were. This is what I got to understand. We were filming for 6 or 7 weeks, 6 days a week for 10 to 12 hours a day. That's including the dates, doing all these like interviews, like the personal things that they cut, the one-on-one interviews with them,
Right.
doing the sessions, just doing a whole bunch of different doing. We had situations where the guys linked up, the girls had their link ups.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there was another situation where it was like me and Shay, and then Ashley and Hollywood linked up and went out together. So they had us for that
Oh
10, 12
wow.
hours a day, So after a while, you just say what's on your mind,
Right. Right. I got
You're like,
you.
look,
I got you.
we all in the same situation. Look, we all going through some crazy stuff right now. I'm not going to hold what you say in the heat of the moment against you forever. You know what I mean? So even if somebody says something that I don't agree with, I'm not going to be mad at them because I know they ain't come from no mean place.
So everybody's like, well, not everybody. Well, the fans, viewers, as far
Mhm.
as everyone wants to see the reunion, and I'm not going to ask you about that. I know you can't talk about that, but that because everyone wants to see the reunion. It's not like just expecting to see crazy because y'all show don't get that type of tease. What I mean by that, by crazy, like some people use like, oh my god, she gonna come throw a chip. It's it's not like that. But most reviews always draw something like, oh, I didn't. It's always every time, and I always say watching y'all, I'm like. I don't see them doing that because they never kind of gave me that type of vibe. Like in the season, it was like if something was said, they just pretty much said it right then and there. Like when Tamika and when they was going off of each other, I was just
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That was heated. That was really heated. That was crazy.
man, I
That
was
was,
like, I was not ready for that. But Tamika like, we can stay right because even I was talking to her about that, and she was like, she said when she get like that. So y'all reaction to me was so genuine because y'all just was looking like, did she just say that?
yeah, because
You
I
know,
mean, when you see a couple over there just arguing, and the thing about it is like you kind of, it's like I don't want to. Even if I wanted to say something, I feel like I don't want to overstep Dr. Nicole. You see what I mean? Like that's her job.
mm,
Her job is to step in, and she's the professional. So we just be sitting back like, what's going on? So at the end of the day, we sometimes they just need to sometimes it's good to let the energy out. Like if
right.
you got something that you've been holding on to, let it out so that we understand what the issue is. And I think
Okay.
even for Tamika and Vince, for the longest, I was sitting there like, yo, what is it? Because she keep crying over something that happened 2.5 years ago. What it just
Yeah.
seemed like it was something more. And I used to talk to Shay. I'm like, do you think something else happened recently? Because she
Right.
seemed like it's such a fresh wound. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So when they had that argument, I was like, that's what it is. It's like something else
Yes.
happened. You know what I mean? So okay, now I'm starting to understand why she's still so triggered. So like we be sitting there and just taking it in and being shocked and surprised, just like everybody else.
No, because Shay's face is everything. Like whenever
Mhm.
like I could tell her Ashley talk, you could tell her like when Ashley would talk about the date or whatever or Kwame, she'll say, I can see Shay going like, yes. Cause like whenever Dr. Nicole was asking whatever I say,
Mhm.
Shay's already knowing. I was
Yeah,
weak. I said, did anybody catch that?
yeah.
And then Shay
Shay,
was like,
Shay wanted her to go on more dates.
yes, I could tell. I was like, because see,
Mhm.
Shay seems really fun though, honestly, and her smile is beautiful. She always is smiling, and
Mhm.
I was like, it's just so much. I felt like we didn't get to see when it came to you two. I was like, they cannot just be serious and upset and everything. And just like Tamika said the same thing that we I didn't. Well, she said I did cry a lot, but she said we had a lot of living moments. You said you
Mhm.
just won't see that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's kind of disappointing, honestly, because even though the show is showing us what you guys are going through, we do want to see, okay, well, they're not always like that. They
Yeah.
have these tender moments.
Hmm. Yeah, the thing I think, even I think when people started watching the show and coming to our Instagram and seeing like some of like I think some of our highlights and pictures and stuff like that, then they'll say, "Oh, y'all do a lot of shit together." You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Like
y'all
she's
do.
like, and it's funny because I remember on the first episode or so, I was saying like I was emphasizing how much Shay's not only the person I love, she's my best friend, and everybody
Hmm.
just kept saying like, "Yo, that's horrible. She's just your best friend," like as if it was a bad thing. But we travel everywhere. We lived together at the time. We There's not a day that goes by where we don't spend at least 20 hours a day together. You know what I'm saying? It's like we really
Right.
don't have that much
Wow.
time apart. Like we enjoy each other's company. We don't get tired of each other. Even if we argue, we snap back real quick. We don't argue I guess I want to say in a danger. Like we don't hit below the belt. You know what I mean? Like we don't do too much. We just like to have fun and enjoy the moment. And I think yeah, it would have been nice. I think people see that aspect of us on our Instagram more than they do on the show. Like when they
Mm.
come and see all the old highlights from all the old trips that we took and everything like that, they're like, "Oh yeah, I see y'all really be living it up."
Y'all do look beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. When you see the pictures of y'all, like it's a picture I looked the other day. I said, "Oh my God, they are really a beautiful couple." And I kind of hope that On does like a even after the reunion, after the show, like come back in a year or something to see, update. Even though we do watch you, of course, see you on Instagram, whatever. Just it'd be a nice to see an update. Like this is what they're doing now, or they got married, or they plan on getting married in a year, or what what I'm
Yeah,
saying, or
absolutely.
maybe they gonna get married 2 years, or they have a set, whatever it is. I think that would be
Mhm.
nice to see because people who do not use the therapy, some people use stuff like this for therapy,
Yeah.
and to see a positive results or just to see the results, period, a closing to that chapter, I think that would be nice. I hope it's not just going to be just the reunion and then that's it. I mean, I'm a follow because I want to see. I'm not going to lie.
Look, I'm
I'm
all
like
for it.
followers.
We can definitely just keep checking in every few months if you like, just to see where we're at. But I think definitely we should talk right after the reunion.
Right.
So you can ask whatever questions, and
Yeah.
the reunion is gonna be a little wild to let you know. It's not
I've
wild
been
in
doing
the
this for a minute.
yeah, not
Remember, I
wild in
just
that.
said that.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's gonna be some interesting conversation in the reunion, and then obviously like we follow each other on Instagram, so we can always connect and talk about whatever, even if it's a
Exactly.
topic not about the show. If it's just a topic about whatever, and you think that I'll have something good to say on it, I'll definitely join the talk.
Yeah, because even if I do stuff about as far as I love a strong black man that is intelligent, that
Mhm.
can add to a conversation, or even just have an opinion. Because a lot of time I feel like black men get bashed a lot, and I had a very strong father who I'm rest in peace, but he taught me so much, and so I try not to. Now I'm also gonna say I'm raising two men,
Yeah,
which future men or whatever. I still see them as boys. I'm sorry, I don't care how they get, but I love to have those type of conversations where we're just talking about issues or how we can improve in our community, just different stuff like that. So
yeah,
definitely I want to start digging into, and I think you'd be great for something like that. You probably could add an immense a lot.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, because it does feel like there's this conversation, like, or it feels like there's this battle between men and women these days.
Yes,
I mean, it's
yes.
like women saying guys ain't ish, and men are saying women ain't nothing. You know what I mean? It's just like I don't know. We're not really connecting as black people. As far when it comes to relationships. So
I agree.
um, I don't know what the answer is, but I think it has to. I think as men, we probably need to lead the charge in repairing that relationship. You know what I mean? Because I think whatever damage has been done between men and women, between black men and women, I think if men step up and really, and I'm not saying pacify. Like if a woman isn't acting right, you got to call it out. You know what I mean?
Yes,
But it's at
indeed.
the same time, it's like we don't need to call women out their name and then be mad when they act a certain way. It's like you can't treat people like a dog and then be mad that they act like a dog. You see what I'm saying?
hold
So
on.
it's like,
Hold on. I got to give my boom on that, y'all. I got to give it with my boom at because that was everything. Hold I
yeah, I
had
mean,
to.
yeah, but I'm just saying. I mean, that can be the opposite way. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't
Yeah.
treat a man like garbage and then think that he's supposed to rise out of that and be better. You know what I mean? So let's just
Yep.
all treat each other better. But I think if as men, if we can start treating black women and holding them to a high standard, then they'll come back and do the same for us.
Okay. Well, I want because like I said, everybody knows me. I'm a essential worker and I'm a blogger, and I go to
Uh-huh.
school. When I say my plate runneth over, it's runneth over.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
got it. I got it. But the question I want to ask you, and it's, I'm gonna one of the last questions I want to ask is, and this, would you do any more reality shows? And let me expand on it a little bit. What I
Uh-huh.
mean by that is I think there's a void of some reality shows where there are not people of color on it. I watch all kind of shows, and I love competition shows. I do stuff like Big Brother,
Mhm.
Survivor Challenge. I love stuff like that. And
Yeah.
you guys are athletic and young, and you're intelligent. You got your brain is super big. Would you ever do a show like Survivor or Big Brother where a lot of mental
Yeah.
work is involved and physical? Would you do
Yeah.
anything like that?
I would love Survivor. I would love Survivor. I think that'd be my when my son was here for Thanksgiving, I think we watched almost a whole season of Survivor on Netflix.
Okay.
But I would love that type of show. I don't know. I do like to talk in the sense where like I would like things like this where I can give more context to my answer, where
Okay.
things aren't chopped up or edited as much.
Understood.
So that you can really get your full ideas out and have a discussion. I like discussion type things. I don't know. I guess it depends on the show. Like you said, like I wouldn't do like Housewives of Atlanta. Maybe I wouldn't do
No,
that.
I don't see
But,
that. But see, Big Brother, you're inside the house for 3 months, and
yeah,
it's a battle. You have a battle every week. You're in a bubble, and the
mhm,
conversations is literally is what you're doing the entire time. That's
yeah,
most of the time your bread and butter. Because
yeah.
the conversation either saves you or you whatever.
Mhm.
And with
Somebody said
you
Amazing Race too. Amazing
wait,
Race. Yeah, that's like a
amazing race.
yeah, yeah,
Because a new season's coming up, and you actually can submit a form. And the fact that you've already been on, television show, I can see that happening for you and for
yeah,
Shay, because they have
mhm,
couples that do it too. I just think
yeah.
it'd be a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, we both pretty athletic. We work out all the time. She, the way that we're tit for tat, like in working out too. Like she'll be like, "Oh, I just did this workout. I bet you can't do it." You know what I'm saying? Like if she goes does this workout class, she'll come back and be like, "Oh man, that workout class was intense. You can't. I bet you can't even make it through the class." And
Oh
then I have to try
wow!
it, and then so we compete. We compete about everything in a good way. It's like we just keep trying to push each
Yes,
other
healthy
better.
competition.
Yeah, healthy competition. So I know she would love it. I'd have to ask her if she really want to sign up for it because again, we don't know what the process is to sign up for these shows,
Right,
but
right, right.
because we never signed up for one before. But I'd be happy to sign up for something like that. Now it just
I
has to.
think y'all should.
We just got to figure out how we're gonna get it because we actually both work two jobs, two full-time jobs.
Mm,
So we
okay.
have to figure that out. But outside of that, I would love to do that all day.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, as far as Big Brother, somebody posted in my chat the other day, and I don't remember what it was, but they said for nine, because you get kicked off, as not saying that you would get kicked off, but each episode someone gets put at home. And
Okay.
I think somebody said for like 9 episodes, it was like 40K because Big Brother TV they pay
Yeah.
you. If you get kicked off the show or go to jury, you get a coin. You even win
Yeah.
money while you're there. It is a bag with that show. I'm not gonna front. It is.
That
So
might be worth it then. It might be worth it for real.
look at
And
it. He
it
said
might
we.
it'll be fun too. You know, it'll really be
Yes,
fun.
yes, I do. Somebody in the chat says, first time viewer, subscriber, welcome. Jesus knows all about it. Um, so good seeing Michael. His spirit is so humbling. I
Oh,
concur with that.
thank
Yes,
you. Thank
I
you. I
do.
appreciate
And
that. I appreciate that.
I hope I hope that you'll come back. Okay, it says you all would be perfect for the Amazing Race, and it says yes, make an audition video for Amazing Race. I actually see you guys on there. I really could because it's a race, and you guys they'll be showing you guys trying to figure things out.
Mhm.
Um, man, I really could see y'all doing. I could see her taking over
Yeah.
doing it too. Like, no, Michael, we're gonna go this way.
I know. But now that's what happened. Is Shay's gonna take the lead and want me to do what she thinks is right. And she let me put sometimes I literally have to talk, like pull Shay aside and like, you know, you're being real bossy lately, right? and
Wow.
she'll be like, oh, I am. She really does not realize how, like, I guess bossy seems to be a bad word, but how dominant she tries to be.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
just again, it's because she's the oldest of all her siblings, and she's always had to be the person to make decisions. And so when I get with her, it's like I'm very I understand where she's coming from. So it doesn't blow up into big arguments. But I think in her past relationships, guys really did try to argue back with her because they were just as bullheaded as she is.
Right.
so
Right.
so
And she
like
was
when
like, I
exactly.
said she probably was like, okay, okay.
Mhm.
Let me. I forgot to bring this up, and I almost forgot. But one of my favorite scenes, I think I even told her when that the date that she went on, and he picked her up.
Oh yeah,
Look,
yeah.
look, because to me that because that's the first time. Because at first she was not really. I didn't see her really gelling with anybody, but when she went out with him, and then when he picked her up, I was like, he is really feeling her. And then
Mhm.
I wanted to see your reaction because it seemed like at first, like you said, you were so stoic because you were good and everything, but with this one, it seemed like he was liking her. And then I saw you react a little bit, not a lot, but you could just tell. Well, let me ask you, did it bother you? Maybe I should just assume.
This is what really bothered me is that Shay had these rules that she wanted us to abide by, but she didn't.
Hmm.
She just would pick and choose when she would do it. Because if that's the case, then I could have been a lot more free. Like if you see on my dates, I kept a certain amount of like physical distance. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I didn't really lean in. You see how Ashley and Kwame be, they be all into each other like that. You know what I'm saying? you
Yes,
know,
they are. I was like, ooh, okay.
Exactly. So it's like I purposefully was like, okay, if I'm not gonna break a boundary, let me just have good conversation, but
Okay.
keep my hands to myself. Don't be all up into her like that because then it's gonna be like danger, you know what I'm saying, for you to break a boundary. So what really got on my nerves is like, why are you telling me to do this and then you're not doing it either? So
Mm.
that's what bothered me the most. And then the picking up thing, Shay, she just be trying to get it. She tries to get under my skin. It just got on my nerves just because I'm like, so you gonna keep doing stuff like that, knowing that I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can see if I was
Look,
doing something. And if you hear on one of her dates, she was like, she's just trying to see what I'm gonna do. I think
I did see that.
yeah,
I did see that. I
she's
did.
waiting to see if I'm gonna do something so she can come back and do something too. So I'm like, I'm not okay. I'm keeping it innocent. You know what I'm saying? So that was really what got on my nerves.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know because it did seem like, well, like I said, you didn't like do a whole lot, but I was like, it's like maybe a little bit it bothered because I know that if a man picks up a woman, that's not their woman. That's like a code. It's like
Yeah.
you don't do that because that scene. If I think I told her, I said almost a lot of women will say this is a test. I don't want to kiss anything. I want to feel you pick me up the ground. It is a big turn on. So when she
Mhm.
did that, I was like, and you
Yeah.
need to stop.
You're wrong as hell. I was like, dude, and
Oh Lord,
I said on the show, I was like, maybe I'll just, on my last day with Whitney, I was gonna pick her up, see how she feel. You know what I mean? But
I heard you
but
say that.
but at the same time, it's like I hadn't really given her that type of energy that I was trying to be that intimate. So I think it would
Okay.
have been pretentious of me to just go in there and pick her up.
Mm.
She probably would have been like, "Where'd that come from?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see her saying that she was straight up, and as I said, y'all had a different chemistry,
Mhm.
but it was just another strong woman that you were attracted to. Like Shay is a strong, beautiful woman, so it made they did it really good with her. I'm telling you, because I kind of was like looking at the other couples funny when they matched them. I was like, I don't really, but I was like, okay, so I said he matched up Michael good, but the other ones I was like, I don't know, but. I'm a fan of the show, and I'm a fan of all three of y'all. Like I
Mhm.
said, three beautiful black people, and the way y'all represent. And
Thank
I think I tell everybody it's not a Flavor Flav. Even though I want Flavor Flav, I'm not
you.
gonna front popcorn all right there with the whole spit thing, all of it. But I feel like we've come a long way from loving hip hop and all of that. Will Packer has found a way to make a reality show with people of color where chairs are not being thrown and all this other that's and the third. And it could be a little drama, but it's not like drama where it's like, somebody face getting broke up or nothing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's different. And in the age I am and the stuff I like to watch on TV, I gravitated to that. I was like, I love this show and I like the shows he's putting on. So I
Yeah.
really hope that because you guys, all three of you guys, I would love to see I do something else. And would it be a woodpecker or something like that? That's why I suggested to y'all do a reality show, something different.
Yeah.
Is what you know what I'm saying? Like the survivors or like
Yeah.
everybody said, Amazing Race. Amazing Race I think would be really good for y'all because y'all are so athletic. And I hope y'all do it.
I appreciate all that. And I think where people do connect is because you probably either in your own relationship or somebody in a relationship that can relate to what one of us is going through. And so once you understand it, like I had there were people that were saying like, yo, I used to deal with a guy that was that unemotional like Mike. You know what I mean? And so I triggered them. So they'll be like, nah, stay away from him because I've dealt with a guy, he ain't never changed his emotions, or or somebody will deal with somebody, just find somebody on the cast that they can say, I've been around somebody like that, or I was that type of person before, and things like that. So because it's real situations, people can relate to that because we're having the same problems in our relationship that other people have.
Exactly. Yes.
And so it's easier to relate to that as opposed to maybe love and hip hop. I can't relate to what rappers do. You know what I'm saying? It's like
I can't. Even though I watch it, I can't.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So when we watch that, I think that's more just kind of like cheap thrills. But I think
entertainment.
Exactly. This one is more like you kind of get a little more invested because you can see yourself in some of the situations that they're going through.
Yes. Somebody said love raisin raisins. I agree with that. You guys probably triggered a lot of conversations with couples this whole season. Maybe another couple's and some people may have tried. I wondered if anybody else has tried. Like, let's start dating a few people and see what happens. Would love to hear somebody. Now, look, I don't know how it will go down. There's no doctor in the middle saying, no, don't say that.
See, the thing about trying that on your own, again, like you said, are you going to have a therapist that's going to be helping y'all out? And then is everything going to be filmed so nobody can lie? I mean, not to say that you in a relationship. I mean, hopefully you're in a trusting relationship, but part of it is everything is being filmed. So there's nothing I can. Well, you know what? I could have gotten Whitney's number and met her on my own without the film crew, but you just being honest, like so. So I don't know if I would want to try it without the controlled environment. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
At the same time, they vetted all the people that we went on dates with and made sure that they weren't crazy.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
So
okay.
if you just go out dating anybody, you don't know what you might be bringing to your home or into your relationship.
Oh, you know what? That's true statement. They were coming to your houses and everything. This is very true. Yeah.
Exactly. So I don't think I would advise it, but it is an interesting experiment to watch, though. Like to watch people do it.
But I think, like you say, I'm not being negative. I can see like so many like 911 or something because like who's coming to the house? You don't know who behind the door. I don't like him, and there's no cameras rolling. So get what I'm gonna do. Dude, it could be
exactly. I feel like that's just a lot of trouble. See, that's the thing. You got to be very mature. Like, I mean, it was hard for them to find us dates because they said just the process or whatever the whatever the requirements or the interview process to find the dates. They had to put them through like a psychological exam. They put us through a psychological exam. So just to even get on the show took a lot. So yeah, to do it openly with anybody in the public, I don't know. You might, like I said, you might come across some people that just act a little crazy.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be a good idea. I hope somebody doesn't take what I say. I do not recommend. But to be honest, somebody probably did it. Somebody probably like, we're gonna do what Mike and Shay did it. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus.
I pray for them. I wish them luck. Hopefully,
look, I was about to say, pray for them, y'all. Lord have mercy. Well, I appreciate you coming on, Mike. I hope it's not the last time that you come on Community Reviews, and the people in the chat really have put them positive comments. And when the live drops, it's gonna probably be a lot more positive comments. I really am happy you came on. I know it took Took like a week, but still, it was worth the wait.
Well, thank you for having me. Like I said, we're definitely gonna talk again. I love the energy you bring to your interviews and everything. So
Oh, okay.
I'm all for it. I'm all for jumping on again. Next Friday, I think because of Christmas, they're not gonna show
I was
episode.
told that. Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
but the 1st of January, the Friday after that is gonna be the season
Hmm.
finale. And if
Okay.
you want us to come on and talk a little bit more after the season finale, or I think
Yes, please.
after that is gonna be
The reunion, right?
yeah.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's gonna be some good content coming out. So just
Yeah,
whatever you want to do,
I know for sure. I know for sure the reunion. I would love to have any of you guys on here, especially Crazy Hollywood. I swear, I don't know what's gonna be said at the reunion, but I'm scared. And when I
have,
say scared,
have you gotten in touch
huh?
with Hollywood yet? Have you been able to talk to him yet?
Hollywood has been on here. He was the first on this show. He was the first interview I've done, and then it
Okay.
was Tamika, and then you. I haven't. I've talked to Ash about exercising, which I did a video and was struggling. You all got me want to be athletic again. I used to do 5Ks 2 years ago, and so
Yeah.
I'm like missing myself. And Lord, let me tell you, that first exercise, it was a mess. Go look at the video, and I wasn't lying. I could not breathe. But anyway, uh, I had like 4 bottles. My family thought it was so funny. I had 4 bottles of water. I counted because I've never drank water that fast. I mean, at my 5K, I did, but I
Yeah.
just did 15 minutes. And when I say I was less than that, I'm drinking water because, like, Mama, I'm scared. My
Yeah.
chest is hurting really bad for 10 minutes straight. I was like, horrible and
Man,
embarrassing.
first of all, Ashley's a beast in the gym, so she works out all day.
Man, yes,
Hollywood too. I mean, when he's in, I think Hollywood is in Houston right now. But when he's in town, we hit the gym from time to time. So we all like to keep it active. So it's like it's motivating to watch them, keep it active. And they're older than me. Like they really going for it. You know what I mean? Like they really
right.
like Ashley goes I think every time I see her on Instagram, she's working out.
Look,
So
I've already got me a ball on the way because
mhm,
the way she do the ball exercise, I said I got to do it. I got to
yeah,
try it or something. I need to get this together. Not because of the new year, because like I said, 2 years ago that was me. I have pictures that you look at me and be like, oh my god, I literally weighed like 120. I went
mhm,
to the gym. I worked 14-hour shifts, and then I would go to the gym and spend like hours at a time in the gym. I went to the gym like 4 times a week. That was my life. I ate 500
yeah,
calories. People thought I was a coach. I just
yeah.
got into fitness for so long that was just I
That was
was
your norm.
obsessed almost. Yes. And
Yeah,
then I chilled, I stopped, and then I just stopped. And then watching you guys are motivating me again. I'm ordering stuff again. I'm like, I'm about to get back into this
yeah,
because I got to. I want to get back into it and just be more healthy and taking vitamins and everything. I know the pandemic people will be more healthier, but I do know maintaining and exercising. My mother has diabetes. My son has diabetes. It's heart disease is real bad in my family, and I just got to get back into it. And y'all are motivating me. I'm so
it's
serious.
important. It's important. It's important. I mean, though, I think that's one of the things that's plaguing the Black community a lot. You know what I mean? It's just the way we eat, the way we don't exercise enough, especially in the South.
Yes,
So
Lord.
I think up north they'd have a more of culture of walking around and not having cars as much. But
Right.
down here, everything's so separated, so much land. We all just drive everywhere, and then we eat and we chill, and we have big Sunday dinners, and we put butter on everything. You know what I'm saying? So
Man, butter, gravy,
yeah,
smother gravy. Oh my God.
exactly.
I'm not gonna lie, that
Everything's
stuff is so
smothered.
good.
Everything's smothered and
Everything.
fried. You know what I mean? So if we're gonna eat like that, because I do enjoy to eat like that, you just got to balance it out and get your workouts in too.
True. I mean, we got 3 air fryers now. Look, now
Mm-hmm.
look, we got 3 air fryers, and it has a grill on it and all kind of stuff. So, we're changing some things up, and they have been for a while. Me myself, I work a lot, and see, but when I became a blogger and started working, like now I didn't move up my company. I mean, in the government, I work like 12-hour shifts now, and I
Yeah,
work overnight. And then I
yeah,
record my videos, upload them, and I do my interviews and my lives. I still do it. I still do all these things because if I'm going to grind and I have a goal, I can't. I have to keep going. I can't stop. I
yeah,
have an end game. So, not really end game, but I just have a goal to be
yeah.
something, to be bigger than what I'm doing here. So,
Mm. Well, you're doing your thing. You're definitely doing your thing.
well, I appreciate that because, like I said, most small bloggers, they'll say they have somebody working with them or whatever. Everything that I've accomplished on my channel is me,
All
and
you.
I'm proud to say that. Period. It's been rough, but I'm proud of the work I've done. So, and
Yeah.
having you on here was such a bonus. And I enjoy talking to you today. Um, it was a great conversation, and I look forward to having you on, especially after you can come both after that the last last show, and then even after the reunion, because it'd be so much to talk about. Wouldn't it be funny?
I know. So we'll do that. We'll set
well,
something up.
thank you for coming on, sweetie. I appreciate it. You and Shay keep doing what y'all doing. If y'all have not seen the show, actually the show replays, not replays, actually on the own. If you have the app or you have the channel, you can go watch the show once it drops. It actually, when it comes on that night of, sometime while the show is on, the video is already dropped on the app. I always tell people all the time, if you missed it, like I do at work, you can watch it after the show drops. On is really good about that. You have to wait days or hours. It's literally there. And I'm gonna put Michael's Instagram and his Twitter in the description, so y'all go check him out and follow him and see what he's about. So I thank you again, sir, for coming through.
Thank you everybody for putting your questions in the chat, and it was just fun. I'll have this conversation any day of the week, so just let me know. We're definitely gonna do this again. Maybe
yes,
I think maybe after the reunion might be the best time, so we can just talk about it.
That's fine. You know what? That's right. That's true. That's true. I'm fine with that. Yes, sir. Well, thank you, sweetie. And you be safe and treat that woman right.
We'll do. Have a good one.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.